Hi everyone, my name is Kayla and welcome back to Kay's Hidden Shelf where we talk about books. Today I'm going to share my spoiler-free review for the Wickwire Watch by Jacquelyn Hagen. Now I want to give a bit of a background story on this because this was actually on my TBR for next year and the author had kindly sent me a review copy of it and was patient enough to wait that long. Obviously, it ended up on my TBR much sooner, and I want to explain why. Around mid June, I was feeling a reading slump coming on, and yes, while it's good to take breaks, I also love to continue reading, and I was just craving the right story to keep going. And because of that, I decided to try a bunch of different audiobooks. Because audiobooks also help with the reading slumps for me, I was just sampling a few that I knew I wanted to dive into, like Malice from John Gwynne, and of course, the Wickwire Watch were a couple that I was considering. By the time I started the Wickwire Watch, to the point where I said, yes, I need to continue, I was 4 chapters in and I could not put this down. Tori from Tori Talks also recently reviewed this, and on the same day that I had started this book, I had found out later that night that Alan from the Library of Alexandria also reviewed the book. And to me, that was just icing on the cake because I knew people who were reading it recently or have read it that I could talk to about this as well if it was turning out to be that kind of fantastic read. And I want to mention that in Tori's review, she refers to this as Oliver Twist meets Howl's Moving Castle. So definitely go check out her video and Alan's. I'll leave links in the description below if you're interested in hearing more about this book. Now, The Wickwire Watch is a masterfully crafted story with charm and intrigue that quickly captured my heart. The story is steeped in magic, shrouded in mystery, and told with elegance. Throughout the book, we follow Inkwell Featherfield, a young boy who finds himself being chased by ghostly specters. While running for his life, a group of mysterious strangers offer him safety. Only everyone has their secrets, and Inkwell trusts no one. The story is told in a way that is wholesome, adventurous, thrilling, and charming. As I mentioned, I was falling into a reading slump before I picked this up and quickly found myself unable to put it down. I think a big reason for this is the main character, Ink. Though he is a young boy, he's mature for his age, plucky, witty, and charming. Relying on himself, he makes his own way in life as a cunning pickpocket. While he questions everything and everyone, he has his own mysterious air about him. The supporting casts are thoughtfully done as well. The attention to detail in the characters' arcs throughout the story's progression felt natural and retained the characters' integrity, which I appreciated. While there is some development with the characters, it's done subtly and skillfully. There were plenty of moments that felt like a game of wits between characters, and the psychological battles of this were expertly done. I can't forget to mention the incredible found family that also develops in this, and of course we know that is my favorite trope. I will say this is a meticulously plotted story that will have readers wanting more. I had even made a joke short about this as a result. No matter how I thought the story would go, the rug continued to be pulled out from under me and left me questioning everything. It goes without saying that the mystery surrounding the story was intoxicating, making this unput downable. In terms of the world building and its history, it's built seamlessly in with the characters we meet and the circumstances they go through. Set in a Victorian fantasy world, there were plenty of magical elements mixed in with the everyday life of the characters, giving a familiarity to the world while keeping me entranced with the magic. The pacing is also spot on, weaving suspenseful moments alongside wholesome scenes. This helped give the story that bingeable feel, as just when I was left reeling, I was given just enough time to breathe and process everything that had happened. It was the perfect combination as I never felt overwhelmed and I only wanted more. I was also impressed by how many different genre styles were mixed into this. There's a combination of murder mystery, cozy fantasy, gaslight fantasy, supernatural elements, and even horror and thriller. Despite this mix, it never felt out of place. The Wickwire watch is unlike anything I've read, and I can't recommend it enough. In fact, I often struggle to continue series in a reliable time frame. For the first time in a long time, I feel compelled to continue reading this series back to back. I even made a little short video about that as a joke. This might be the worst book hangover I've had since reading the Threadlight trilogy, and I'm honestly thrilled about that. The audiobook performance by Wayne Farrell was also impressive. I ended up purchasing the audiobook to do an immersion read with the physical copy of the book, and it was spectacular. The performance solidified Wayne Farrell as a new favorite narrator for me due to the small touches in the voice acting throughout this performance, which made the story come to life. The performance solidified Wayne Farrell as a new favorite narrator for me due to the small touches in his voice acting that just made this story come to life. To top it all off, this is a debut, and that astounds me. If this is what Jacquelyn Hagen can do in her debut book, I can't wait to see what she accomplishes in the next books in the series, The Spider Key and The Blue Flames. Of course, I highly recommend this for anyone looking for their next binge read and just something a little different to their fantasy reading they would normally pick up. This was a fantastic read for me. I absolutely loved it, and it was an easy 5-star read. Now, before I finished this book, I went out and bought book 2 so I could have it on hand when I finished reading. I was entranced by the Wickwire watch, and absolutely I started the Spider Key book 2 immediately after. There was no waiting. Does this sound like something you might pick up? Does it interest you? Have you read it already? Leave your thoughts down below. I always love hearing from you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.